world. This is CuzTheInternet podcast. I'm your host, Trey.
And I'm your Jose. Let's get into it. How you doing, my guy?
I'm doing all right, man. No complaints. You know how we do, man. Regular. New rules are being passed in my province. So, you know, just kind of shitting myself. How you feeling, man? How you doing?
We ain't get those new rules yet. Hopefully they stay where they are. Don't come over here. But no, besides that, everything's good, man. No complaints, no real complaints. I wanted to talk about Faizon Love. Now, You understand what was going on with him, the whole hating on Nicole by her new stand-up special, saying basically it wasn't funny. Just to give everybody a rundown of what he was talking about. How do you feel about that whole situation? Or even Faizon Love? Anything. Just how do you feel?
All right, so I have two opinions on it. All right, so my first opinion is that Faizon Love, in my opinion, is a natural hater. He's become that. He hates on just about anything and everyone, like real talk. Like that's what he does nowadays. But with that being said, it was hating maybe the way he said it, but then when he tried to clarify himself and clear up the situation, it made sense. He said her stand-up is not funny. And that's his opinion. He has the right to say that shit wasn't funny. So at the end of the day, I didn't watch the stand-up, so I don't have an opinion on it. But people that are all up in arms, and then he gave examples of other stand-ups, in his opinion, that were funny and that, you know, he didn't hate on. Therefore, it gives a little bit of credence to what he's saying. Like, okay, well, maybe he just did not find it funny and he wanted to share that with the world. Again, he does seem like a hater, and he continuously seems that way. But if someone says he doesn't find something funny, I don't think just because it's a female or because it's a Black person that you have to co-sign what they do. If he doesn't find her funny, he has the right to say she's not funny. She's putting her art out there for people to criticize. And that's what he did. How do you feel about it?
Okay, hold on. I just need to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
So him clarifying what he said about he didn't find her funny, was him clarifying?
No, him saying that.
That's what made it better? I know.
No, because he said that she's not funny. Like her joint was whack, washed down, like horrible. Like, and then he named quite a few stand-ups. Like, it's not like he didn't just give examples of his type of humor or what he found funny. He actually at least elaborated, like, this person's stand-up's funny. This person stand-up, like, he's like, I'm not hating on, I'm hating because she's not funny. It has nothing to do with the gender or race or anything. It's she's not funny. That's what he was saying, at least. And mind you, that could have been after the fact of the hate, but I'm just saying his retort to the hate that he was getting, he at least cleared up, at least. If you want to take his reasoning, you can. That's all I'm trying to say. If you don't want to just leave it as he's a hater, you can take it.
But now, to be fair, he also went on to say, basically, when he put the side-by-side pictures of him and her, saying he transitioned into a woman, an unfunny woman, and da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
That was going beyond the hating on her. Like, if you don't think she's funny, okay, you don't think she's funny. You may have done that thinking, okay, this is funny.
Yeah.
But hear me out.
Okay.
Just like you turned around and saw her stuff and said it was whitewashed and it was whatever, you doing that's kind of corny. Like, why are you putting her down? You don't have to like it.
I agree. Go ahead.
Like,
no, I'm sorry.
He doesn't have to like her special.
Mm-hmm.
Not at all. It is his opinion. It's not his cup of tea.
Exactly.
That's fine. But this art is perspective.
Yeah.
So you may not find it funny, but there are people out there who do find it funny. So, I mean, she may not be catering to you, your demographic, but she has her own demographic that she's catering to. Now, like you were saying about he seems like a big hater, he really does.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there are other examples of him beefing with other comedians, but, I mean, he has reasons for why he's beefing with them. So I'm not saying he's a hater in that sense. When he did the couples retreat.
Mm-hmm.
He was mad at that because,
well, I think he had a
once
valid
again,
reason.
exactly, and that's it. Like when he has reasons for things, okay, cool. But
Davies,
because he's, pardon,
his beef with Davies.
I can't remember what that beef was for.
Because he just out of nowhere pretty much calling him a fake Crip and
yeah, okay,
out of
yeah,
nowhere, just hating. It's just like, what? How does that hurt you or bother you in any way? But and he did that with a couple of people. But I'm just saying, so to along the line,
stuff like that.
Jay-Z wasn't a real drug dealer or wasn't a kid. Like the whole point is that's nothing to brag about. But why are you trying to shame them or put chink in their armor? So, and that's what I'm saying. I fully agree, and it goes with his. What he does. He's a hater. Like recently, especially nowadays, for the last couple of years, he's definitely been a hater. But I'm just saying his reasoning, it was like, okay, well, and I didn't think him saying that's him in a dress was too far. I really didn't. I thought it was actually just
but it depends on who you are.
Yeah.
Just like her jokes. Depends on who you are.
Yeah.
He didn't find it funny, but other people do. Just like him saying what he said, some people might be like, yo, that's genius.
Yeah.
But other people might be like, that's offensive. That's not funny. So once again, it's perspective.
Yeah. No, I get you.
So I feel the same way. I feel like lately he's become a hater. Maybe it's, I don't know what the situation is. Maybe it's one of those situations where he's backed himself in a corner. So now no one wants to work with him. So it's say, okay, you know what? All publicity is good publicity. If I make some noise and rile up, at least my name will still be out there.
Yeah.
So people won't forget about me and whatever. But it's like, for lack of better examples, Dame Dash with Rockefeller. Towards the end of it, no one wants to work with him because he was the loud pit bull. Like, I ain't taking nothing. You're not going to treat me like I'm a child. And he barked at everybody, and no one wants to work with him because everybody was afraid of him or didn't like him, whatever the reason was. But then they went behind his back and worked with Jay-Z. So maybe it's one of those approaches he's taking. Like, hey, they already don't like me. They already don't care what I have to say. I'm just going to say what I have to say. So at least I'm still relevant in some way, shape, or form, and keep moving from there. But once again, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar. You could have turned around. You know what? That may not have been your cup of tea, but she has a demographic that she reaches out to. You could have said, you know what? Let's do an Instagram video together. You don't have to appreciate it, but you can still respect the hustle. You can still respect the person as a person. They're still a comedian. They're still doing what they're doing. There's room for everyone wherever they are. So you could have said, hey, let's just do a quick minute video. You know what? Big it up. Watch it. You may enjoy it, whatever. You still didn't have to say you hated it. It was stupid. It was whatever. All you have to do is sleep with a couple of white men to get yourself like.
Yeah,
that was not
far.
needed.
He definitely went too far. So I don't retract what I'm saying as far as his response, because I don't think that because I'm just saying, I'm not saying everyone thought this, but I saw quite a few comments saying that he was hating on women, hating on, you know what I mean, Black women. And I don't think that's what he was doing. So that's mainly what I'm actually just commenting on, as far as he has the right to say this person's not funny without it being attack on women or on Black women. Like, so that's what I was more, but with what you're saying, which I agree with, he did go too far. At first, I wasn't even thinking, I was only thinking about the whitewash thing, but even past that, the sleeping with executives and all this extra stuff he was adding on that is way too far. And that's discrediting what she is doing. And therefore, that's when, so I fully agree, he's dead wrong on that. Regardless of what his response was.
Exactly.
That was dead wrong. So yeah, I fully agree. with that.
Okay. So my question for you is, do you think you should do something because you're good at it, or you should do something because you love it? Now, I asked this question because, we were on the topic of Faizon love. Now, I haven't heard anything recently, but he's a comedic genius. He's good at what he did. I can't speak for now because I haven't heard anything recently, but now it's seems like it's taking a toll on you. Maybe I could be wrong, but I don't think he finds the enjoyment in comedy anymore. So instead of doing something that you're good at, why don't you move into something that you're passionate about? Maybe you are passionate about comedy, but maybe you're passionate about something else. Baking, I don't know. But I'm saying, do you think you should stick with something because you're good at it, or you should do something you love?
So I've given this a lot of thought throughout the years. Now, I think that my honest answer is you should stick with what you're good at. And if you have time to put into something you love, you should put some time into it. But I think a lot of people try to stray from what they're really good at and end up losing more just over something that they feel passionate about. And don't get me wrong, I do believe that you should go for what makes you happy. But hey, if I'm good at skipping rope, but I want to become an opera singer, and I've never sang a note in my life, I could stop skipping rope and become that opera singer because that's my dream. But realistically, I would be, in my opinion, foolish to give out something that I'm naturally good at. If anything, you try to fit both in, but I don't think you give one up. That's just my opinion. Now, so as far as Faizon Love goes, I don't think that he should stray away from comedy. That's his bread and butter. That's what feeds the family. If he could find a way into going into something he might be passionate about, cool. But I would never tell him to give up on something that he is good at and it has shown success in.
So, actors, method actors in particular, obviously they're good at their craft. They do what they do. They get deep down into those roles and they give you their heart on the sleeve.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger played the Joker, The Dark Knight. Rest in peace. Lakeith Stanfield, method actor. He buries himself in it deep. But then at what cost? Because he did The Black Messiah.
Yeah.
And he said he was depressed for a while after filming that movie.
Yeah.
He then did The Harder They Fall. Once again, went through depression for a while after that movie. Is your mental health really worth giving us something to say, you know what, we really appreciated this work? And I mean, yes, us, pardon me, being fans, we really do appreciate it because you're giving it 110%. But at some point, isn't your mental health a little bit more important than making us happy? So this is why I'm saying, great actors, but there might be something else that they are passionate about that they can do. Or maybe they're passionate about acting, but are you really going to give it to us at what cost, right?
So that's a good point. But all I'll say is that you're right if they don't love what they're doing. Their joy might be bringing joy to others, right? So even though it might be at the detriment of themselves, so I'm not saying that they shouldn't put their well-being and whatnot first. That's not what I'm saying. But some people will because they know they're really passionate about that art and they want it to be put out the way they feel as though it needs to be put out. So to say that whether they should or shouldn't, that would have to be their call. They have to know what they're willing to lose for their art. And I think that is kind of, in my opinion, probably the opposite of the Faizon Love thing, because they're really doing something that they're passionate about. And that's why they're willing to give it their all at their own detriment, you know? Yeah. So I'm just saying that that's a little bit different, but I commend anybody that is willing to put themselves into that place for other people's joy. Because again, when you see certain roles, it's hard to separate, you know, and when someone's able to do that, you gotta just commend it. But yeah, I long story short, I think that it's up to them to call it, you know?
Yeah. So I mean, I really didn't have an answer for it. I just really wanted to ask that question because it's been on my mind for a while.
Yeah.
And really and truly, it's not to say I'm doing something that I'm passionate about or I wasn't doing something I was passionate about, but if I'm doing something now, obviously it's a different example-ish.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing something and say I'm getting paid $100,000 a year,
yeah,
it's a lot of money for me doing whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
But if I'm not happy doing it, I would gladly take a pay cut. I mean, I'm still making money so I can pay my bills and still be good. But
what type of pay cut are we talking about?
Well, hear me out. Say I can still pay my bills, still be able to save and do whatever I have to do at $50,000 a year. I think I do the $50,000 a year instead of dealing with all the stress and the rustle bustle for the no amount of money is worth my mental health.
Yeah.
I'm really no. I mean, I haven't been paid $100,000 for anything yet. But when I do get paid
$100,000, hey, listen, drive me crazy. But no, but no, I get you. I do get you though. And you're right, but everyone has to make their own decision, right? And I hate to say mental health is a sacrifice, but it's real to the majority of the world. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You do have to put up with things that you don't want to get where you believe you need to go. So I agree that, but it's not really a black and white thing, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of it.
There's a video that went around. Now it was like a couple of white people, and they were asked, are you proud to be white? Okay, so they're all standing in a straight line and single file. And then they're asked, are you proud to be white? So step on one side if yes, step on one side if no. So you see them, so majority of them step on the side saying no. And a couple of them stepped on the side of being yes. So now they're trying to explain why they feel the way they feel and so on and so forth.
So you're saying I can't be proud to be white because I don't have a culture?
No, that's not what I'm saying. It's that when white people say they're proud to be white, a lot of times, at least in my opinion, they're talking about their skin color, that they're not a different race. I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
But as like we were talking about, as a proud black person, they've been oppressed, that a lot of their culture was stolen from them. And a lot of reasons that I don't like proud to be white is because it has, the Nazis used it. The KKK used it. I don't want to be associated with any of those things, so I'm just gonna completely stay away from that.
Sure, I'm not proud of like what my culture's done, but at the same time, like I would not want to be anything else. If I had to choose another race, I don't know what I would be. I'm okay with where I am, even though I'm getting backlash about being white.
So now, they're asking each other, how do you feel, blah, 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 whatever. So they're giving their answers. Now, there were things that were said that I wanted to speak on, but before I speak on it, I'd like to ask you, how did you feel about that whole video in its entirety?
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was very interesting. I think that it was so complex, and I didn't think it was going to be that hard for me to even answer how I felt about it. Because then I understood what the people were saying, that you shouldn't be happy about it, but then I understand why you should be happy about it. Like that's like the way, in my opinion, the girl explained herself was right. Like she's just like, well, this is what I am, and I wouldn't want to be anything else. So yeah, I should be proud. I understand the stigma of saying, are you proud to be white? Which their argument was about, the history, everything that it entails. But her reality is true. And I'm sure all of their realities would be the same, except they would feel horrible for saying it. Like, you should be proud of who you are and what you are. But it's only when what you're saying is to believe that you're better than someone else because of it. I think that's where the problem is. But I think her saying, yes, I'm proud to be white, I wouldn't want to be anything else. I can see nothing wrong with that. I thought I was going to feel away like, oh, she's right. But I was like, no, I'm happy you're standing up for you. Like, you should be proud of who you are and what you are. So how did you feel about it?
I felt the same way.
Mm.
I actually appreciated very much her. I can't say they're lying, but her telling the truth.
Yeah.
Now, we can go back 10 years. We can go back 5 years. We can go back to the day before George Floyd died.
Mm.
I assure you, that lopsided couple of people on the Proud to Be White, okay, and everybody, it would have at least been 50-50. At least. And I think more would have been on Proud to Be White side. The only reason why people are now, and I don't even want to say people, that dude there, I know that's the only reason why he's saying all this. Because he wants to be politically correct.
I don't agree.
You don't agree?
No, I don't agree, because I think that it's not about being politically correct. I think that he understands the history and what it means to say, you're proud. I think that's where he was coming from. I truly believe that. I think that for him, it's the disgust of knowing, because again, how they explained it as well, I respect it as saying as being proud to be white is not the same thing as saying you're being proud to be black. Being proud to be black is kind of trying to empower yourself because it's been stripped and you've been denigrated and just been disrespected just because of your color throughout history. Being white, it's always been put on a pedestal, at least for modern history. It's always been put on a pedestal. So therefore, now saying I'm proud that I'm white, like, yes, you're going along with a long lineage of people being proud that they've been white. And so it's more of, championing the powers that be. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you cheer for people that struggle and are making something out of nothing, not the people that have the gold spoon. And I think that's what he's saying. He's like, I'm not proud to be white because this is what I am. I haven't had the same struggles as these other people, to why they need to instill it in each other, instill it and try to build each other up. Like, no, we shouldn't be proud that we're white. Being proud that we're white has been throughout history, the calling for the KKK, the calling for the Nazis. That's what it being proud to be white has come from. So me saying I'm proud to be white, I'm not proud that I'm white. This is something that I know comes with a lot of privilege. Like, so I'm sorry, but go ahead.
No, and I get what you're saying. I completely understand and I get it. But the question was, are you proud to be white? It wasn't, are you proud of your ancestors? Are you proud of how you got where you are? It was, are you proud to be white?
Yes.
Now, my thing is, it's okay for you to say you're proud to be white.
Yeah.
Like, you're proud to know everything you know. You're proud to be able to do what you do. And that's fine. Now, once again, with that dude,
yeah,
if George Floyd did not pass, I feel like his answer would have been different. He was, because the temperature is so, like, the climate is so, and everybody doesn't want to get canceled. No one wants to get threatened. No one wants to feel like anything. This is why he was, well, because, okay, so what, and once again, before I say anything, 1,000% proud to be black. If you were to ask me,
why are you showing the palm of your hands then? Trying to show your lighter side.
Hands up.
Now you show your lighter side.
Hands up. Hands up.
I'm mixed.
You know how they treat us.
You're racist.
Treat us in the back.
Oh snap! Okay, got deep.
Yeah, but no, like, proud to be black. Wouldn't want to be anything else. I'm happy with how I was raised, everything I was taught.
Yeah.
So on and so forth.
Yeah.
But his explanation was, the reason why we should be proud to be black is because of all the struggles we went through.
Yeah.
But why should I be proud that I went through struggles? No, hear me out.
Okay.
Why should I be proud that I went through struggles? No. I should be proud because I still have maintained my culture, even though people try to erase our culture. Why are you laughing?
You're like that dude where somebody tries to be your friend, but you find ways to just be mean to them. Like dude was just like trying to take up for him, and you're just like, oh, so you think that was because I'm black? Like you just totally going at him at his neck. I just like, oh snap. My man was saying like, yo.
But really, like, and this is what bothered me more than anything. It's the fact that I feel like not enough of them were being honest. And that's really what it was.
But he was one of the few that I felt that was. But go ahead. The girl I thought was, and I thought he was. To me, his passion really had me feeling like, okay, I'm not saying I think that he was right. And that's the difference. My argument with you is the fact that you said that you don't believe him and you did, you know what I mean? I know, and that's where I'm going. It's not that I think that his point of view is necessarily right. Because I think that her point of view is actually right. I respect and I appreciate their point of view. But I think their point of view is right. But I think where he was coming from was genuine. And I believe that's how he truly felt. That's the only thing that I'm saying.
Okay, hold on. Sorry. I can't say that I think he's lying. Because, I mean, hey, I don't know you. You don't know. Like, I can't tell you're lying.
Yeah.
It's what you said. It's what you said.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, if this was before, say 5 years ago, 3 years ago, I don't know if that would have been his answer.
Okay.
It may have been something close to it, but I really don't feel like that would have been his answer, because it would have been like, you know what? Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm proud. I'm not happy about like our ancestors now we got here, but I'm proud to be white. I think that would have been it. But because of the climate, it's like, no, people are ready for you to pounce on you if you say the wrong thing. So everybody's trying to say the right thing because no one wants to get in trouble.
I agree with that.
So that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm happy that she said what she said, because I felt the same way. And I was like, I'm glad she said it.
Yeah.
So that was my whole take on it.
But I honestly don't think that him personally, I think that his actual process and thought process, I believe, and which majority of them, I think their thought process were on just, there's so much of a bad stigma of being proud to be white that they do not. So I don't think it's about a cancel culture. I think that they really don't like the thought of being proud to be white. It's just like someone saying that's rich, saying I'm proud that I'm rich. It's just like, yeah, I guess you could be proud of how you made your money and whatnot, but just being proud and speaking to people that might not have had the same opportunities as you, and be like, yeah, I'm proud that it's not the same. The person that says I'm proud that I did this, that felt like they've accomplished something or done something, is different from feeling as though something was given to you and saying I'm proud of it. And so all I'm trying to say is I think that's where their mindset is, and I think that's where he was coming from. So I think that I do believe that's how he truly felt. Now, I don't agree with feeling like that. I don't agree with people. The whole point is, in my opinion, and listen, I do not speak for the Black community, but it's not that we're trying to guilt white people into having empathy or whatnot. We just want you to have it. We want you to understand what's going on and working with us. But we don't want you to feel like we're less than, or you have to be less than to build us up. We're working hard to get where we need to get. We don't need that. So, and I think that's where they're coming from. They just don't want that. It's been that white guilt, basically. So they're talking out of that, which I don't like or appreciate or even respect. But all I'm trying to say is I believe that's true to them. I don't think it has to do with cancel culture or anything. I think that that's true to them. But I agree more with what the girl was saying, because it was honest, and everyone should be proud of who and what they are. Because someone else is not doing. But go ahead, sorry.
No. Also, she has never been anything else.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm proud of who I am. I'm not saying I'm proud that. So, and that's why I respected it, because that's like asking me, are you proud to be white? I've never been white, so I can't say I'm proud to be white.
Yeah.
I can say I'm proud to be Black because I've been Black all my life. Exactly. So this is why I'm saying she was not wrong for answering how she answered.
I agree.
But that's just how I felt.
I fully agree.
Well, we can't talk about your boy from the Six.
Oh,
who allegedly
what did he do?
Oh, well, we're gonna say the man's in them, Drake. He's allegedly being sued by an Instagram model for allegedly putting hot sauce in a condom after they did the do like grown folks do. He went to the bathroom and to tidy up, and then she went to the bathroom after him, and he heard her scream. So when he went there, she was in pain because she was on fire. And he then admitted to her he put hot sauce in the condom. So she was trying to get a come up, but
you spelled that C-U-M-U-P?
Yeah, but unfortunately, she got a bun up. So, how do we feel about that situation?
I honestly love it. I love it, bruh. Like every time, I'm like, yo, you know what? Drake's cool. He's chilling. He does something to put him above the rest. He does something. You know what I mean? I told you, no Drake slander on this. And these are the reasons why. My man puts in work, okay? She thought she was going to do something, you know, get him. He's like, not again, bruh. Not again. My man put some hot sauce on his burrito.
Put some hot sauce on my burrito, baby. You know you look good to me.
Put that away. My man, yo, I guarantee you, and I'm not even joking, I guarantee you, he was dying of laughter. I guarantee you, when he walked in, I guarantee you he was dying of laughter. I don't know for a fact, but I could tell you, he was just like, oh, are you serious? She was trying to play him, bruh. She was trying to play him. He caught her red-handed. Dude, my man's a genius, bruh. My man is a genius.
Caught her what?
Red-handed.
Literally.
Literally. Yo, that's my boy, bro. That's what I'm talking about, man. He's making people worldwide have to put some respect on Canada name, bro. How you feel about it?
Do you think she has a case though?
Hell no.
If she's gonna allegedly try to sue her,
bro, hell no.
And see, I asked this.
Yeah.
I only asked this because of this. Okay.
Yeah.
In the States, they're able to sue for any and everything.
Yes.
Now, hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
If, say, they did whatever they did, and he took all the proper precautions, used the Jimmy, everything was used the Jimmy, he was wheelchair Jimmy, get it? Anyway, used the Jimmy, all right, cool, everything's everything. And now, obviously, it was his hotel, so she goes to the bathroom, takes it, leaves. She impregnates herself. 9 months later, she has a baby for him.
Yeah.
She can then sue him for child support.
Yeah.
How? He took all the proper precautions to wear a condom, and she then took it upon herself to do all this, and then she's going to turn around and sue him and potentially win the case because it is his child. The DNA is going to come back, and it is what it is. So with this being said, because this happened, she may turn around saying, you know what? He inflicted harm upon me. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but
I get what you're saying, but no, she wouldn't have a case just due to the fact that he disposed of it. So he shot it away. It's not like he put it on her or put it in her. She chose to grab something and use it. So in my opinion, she could sue him, but she does not have a case. That's just as real as it is, because he did not give it to her. There was nothing. If he shot that in the garbage, it's because it was garbage. He had no clue she was going to use it. She chose to use it. That was what she chose to do to her body. So I think that she wouldn't have a case. She doesn't have a case, but of course it takes nothing to sue somebody, and most lawyers will take it up and they'll get a payday. So they'll probably go through it, but she won't get anything from it.
And this is all allegedly.
Yes, allegedly. Exactly. Now, Trey Songz, our boy, man, Trigger Trey. has been in the media once again. And I'll say this because previously, years ago, he had allegations from Keke Palmer to trying to assault that he was trying to assault her. So now this young lady, Dylan Gonzalez, as the Gonzalez twins, one part of the Gonzalez twins. There's Dylan Gonzalez and Dakota Gonzalez, who are famous in their own right, has come out and said that he actually raped her, and which these are serious charges, and she plans on taking proper steps as far as legally, and so that's pretty much just a quick breakdown of what's happened so far. How do you feel about it? And do you feel as though he is guilty?
Once again, it's allegedly because we don't know.
Big facts, allegedly. But yes.
And two, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
And before I go on,
okay,
obviously I'm gonna have to explain myself because this is allegedly.
Yeah.
I don't know because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give my reason as to why I feel like it could have happened.
I want to hear this.
So, as we just finished talking about the climate we're in and how things have changed.
Yeah.
I don't think he held her down with a knife to her throat, gun to her head, anything like that, and took advantage of her. But I feel like it's more of the, hey, yo, let's do this. No, let's do this. No, you sure you don't want to do this? No, come on, let's do this. No, look at what I got. Let's do this. No. And eventually it's like, I guess. Now, I'm not saying this is what happened in that situation.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it could be one of those things because back in the day when we were young bucks and it was cool to wear a girl down because she wanted the whole chase and we loved the chase and that's what it was back then, it's not the same as it is now.
Okay.
If you ask a girl and she says no, then you take it as no. But some people will still push and press the situation. And if something happens from it, it's like, well, she gave me consent. Did she really? Like, you had to bother her for it. Not even say beg her. You had to bother her for it, the consent. So therefore, I mean, in that sense, I believe he could have done it like that. Also, I don't want to lie, but I want to say it's BB Rexa who said she was at a wedding or an event and he was there with a date and he basically cornered her and stuck his tongue down her throat. So once again, hearing things like this, allegedly, it's not surprising to hear somebody say, this is what he did to me, because you hear all these others, or you heard of all these other stories. So it's not to say it's far-fetched. So that's like the meme with Idris Elba and Flavor Flav, the difference between a compliment and sexual harassment. Now, I believe because he looks the way he looks, he's not an ugly dude, he's in shape, he feels like because he has the voice, he has the look, he has the charm, the charisma, whatever he thinks he has, or whatever people think he has, or whatever he has. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I guess he feels like he can get away with it because he's not, for lack of better words, he's not Flavor Flav. So this is why he can get away with stuff like this. And in reality, it's like, well, no, I mean, consent is still consent is still consent. You still need to respect people. So this is why I think, yes, he did do it. If, I mean, you know what? I can't say yes, he did do it because I don't know.
Okay.
But this is why I lean more towards the, you know what? I can believe it can happen because of these situations. And yeah, so that's how I felt. How do you feel about it?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Because the thing is, okay, now with the Kiki Palmer thing, from when she told the story, I'm not gonna lie, to me it sounded like a bad trip. Like really, like because she said that she didn't drink or she drank a little or something, that someone put something in her drink, and then there was other stories saying that no one did anything. Like, you know what I mean? It just sounded like a real bad trip. So I was like, I didn't know what to believe on that. Then I heard that story about the tongue down the throat thing, right? But then this one, again, and you don't know what to believe or who to believe. So I'm not saying. So again, like you just said, it's all alleged. But the way that she is very outspoken and adamant about what he did to her or what allegedly he did to her, I'm like, gee, it's sounding very damning. It's sounding like he might have done something. Like how you were breaking it down, I don't know. If you keep asking and the person keeps saying no and then they finally say yes, I don't know if I personally mentally would consider that. Now, if
hear me out.
Okay, go ahead.
Your kids ask you for candy, and you say no. Can I have candy? No. Dad, 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 can I have candy? Sure. They'll take the candy. But if they ask you, can I have the candy? You say, yeah. They're not going to ask you again. Are you sure? Yeah. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So this is why you have to take it as, you know what? It was reluctantly given. Do you really did they really give it with an open heart? Did they really want to give it to you?
I understand. I understand that concept. But again, because now we get into gray areas and blurred lines as far as, because I definitely do not want to shame or go against anybody that's been a victim of sexual assault anyway. So that's not this argument or not what it's about. I think it's more of an understanding of whether this was something forced or not. And I know asking multiple times can be forcing, but it can also be just annoying and you're able to walk away if you can. And those are two different things. I'm not saying that was this situation. I'm not saying in all situations are the same. Not painting it all with one brush, because there's different circumstances to that everything. But I'm just talking about the simplest way of, if someone says, hey, can I give you a kiss? And I'm like, no. Can I give you a kiss? No. And I'm able to walk away from somebody persistently and cornering me and making me have to give it. Like, you understand what I mean? I think there's degrees of things. I'm not trying to victim blame. I'm just trying to say that if it's a situation of them chilling out the whole night, he's like, come on, you gonna let me hit? 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 And then she's like, oh, fine, yes, I'll let you hit. I honestly, it might be annoying. It might be no game, but for me to classify that as he raped her, I would still have, I don't know if I could, and that's me being honest, not trying to get canceled, but me being honest, I don't know if I could classify that as rape. And that's just my opinion on it. I don't know if I could classify just someone annoying as actual rape or assault. If you willingly, and there was no fair, and that's the whole point, because I'm not talking even about fair, because that could be something too. If she felt like he was going to take something from her, or she, you know what I mean? If she felt intimidated or whatever, all of that comes to play, because a situation like you're saying of just asking and saying no, but you see him getting more and more aggressive and more so she gives it, I agree, that's rape. You get what I mean? I think that if you're, because you could intimidate somebody and not have to do something, but just the way you're talking, your demeanor, the way you're, so all of that could be true. That I would consider rape as well. But if it was really them just chilling out playing cards and just like, so you gonna let me hit or what? Like, for real, what's up? Like, and then after the fifth time, she's like, okay, fine, I don't care. Let's just do it. And, all right, cool. I think that's different.
But hear me out. Hear me out, okay? You as a grown man, okay?
Mm.
If you have to beg somebody to the point where they're like, okay, fine, would you really want to do it?
This nigga acting like I ain't married. Listen.
Just saying. I'm just talking about a grown man, period. Not you per se. I'm just talking about a grown man. Like
that's Tuesday. Okay? So I hear what you're saying. But I'm just saying.
Hear me out. That's what you do when you're in high school. Because you're not getting anything. You're
not listening at all. Like, you're not listening.
I was listening. I was just trying to talk past your stupidness. Anyways, so I'm done.
I'm just saying. You negotiate. You're like, yo, listen, I'll wake up early tomorrow. Do the dishes. You try to make it work. So I get what you're saying, but